Have you ever walked into a room as one person and walked out as someone completely different? Today, I'm sharing the story of how I went to a 2-day seminar as a curious lawyer and came out with a whole new vision for my life and my career. Perhaps you've wondered whether you're meant to do more than one thing, or you have been feeling secretly pulled in a direction that doesn't neatly fit on your CV. If that's the case, this episode is going to feel like a conversation you have been waiting to have. So go and grab a notebook and your favorite pen and let's dive in. Welcome to the Career Changemaker podcast. Do you want clear direction about your next chapter, but find yourself overthinking every move and worrying about getting it wrong? If so, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Janine Esbrand, corporate lawyer turned career coach, keynote speaker, and mother of two. And I've discovered how to gain real career clarity and build an impactful career on my terms without sacrificing security or burning out. If you're ready for aligned career options, confident decisions, and work that protects your peace, close that comparison tab on LinkedIn, grab your notebook, and let's dive in. Before we dig into today's topic, I want to take a moment to invite you to come and join us in the Career Navigator Network. It's a brand new community for mid-career women who are questioning the path that they're on and trying to decide what is next. It's a space where we can come together, have honest conversations, connect, encourage, learn from each other when it comes to designing careers that actually fit your life now. Head over to careerchangemakers.com/community and come and join us on the inside. Today, I want to tell you the story. I want to take you back to the day that everything shifted for me. I came across a 2-day seminar, which was an introduction to coaching. I was really curious. At the time, I was looking to see what I could do that could make an impact on people on more of a personal level. I was working as a corporate lawyer. I was working on deals and transactions, and we were doing impactful work for our clients, but it wasn't feeling impactful for me. And so I was looking for how I could use my skill set, use my expertise to help people on a personal level. And I came across this seminar and I didn't really have a plan for what it was that I was looking for. I just walked in really curious and open to find out what this was all about and what people were doing and what was possible. Over the course of the day, my mind was blown and I came to realize that I had been coaching my whole life, just not officially. I had all of the tendencies and personality traits of a coach, the things that they were sharing and the way that people were supporting others. I just naturally did. When I was in there, my eyes were open to a whole world and a whole industry that would allow me to really help people on that personal level and make an impact in the way that I knew that I wanted. So I went in curious and I came out convicted that this is something that I absolutely needed to pursue. And I went down a rabbit hole when it came to coaching. I started with my coaching certification in the evenings. So after long days at the firm, I would go and I would study, I would learn about different coaching models and approaches. I would have to submit assignments to my tutor and I would have to go and find people to coach with, to practice. And I was really practicing at every opportunity that I could find. And then I started taking on coaching clients on the side while still fully showing up in my legal career on a day-to-day basis. Slowly, something that started out of curiosity and turned into a side project became something much bigger. That little spark of curiosity became a podcast. And then it became speaking on stages. And then it became doing a TEDx talk and then coaching hundreds and hundreds of people around the globe and then developing leadership development programs for organizations and facilitating workshops for leaders. And ultimately, it has become the career that I could never have planned because I didn't even know that this path existed back when I was sitting behind my desk as a corporate lawyer. And now I've been able to build a career that allows me to still do some legal work. I still do some contracting, but it also allows me to impact people in the way that I had envisaged. I'm able to work with some incredible people and be part of their journeys. And I just love, love, love the work that I have been able to do. And I was able to build this different way of working without sacrificing what I had worked hard for initially, right? I had spent years to qualify as a lawyer. It wasn't an easy feat. It was challenging given I was the first in my family to go to university, much less qualify as a lawyer. I didn't want to walk away from that completely. And I enjoyed the work as a lawyer, but I wanted more. I wanted more. And I knew that there was impact for me to make in a different way. So for me, it's not about choosing the either or. Either I stay within my corporate role that I've worked hard to build up, or I go and do something that I enjoy. It's a both and. It's a both and. I've been able to build a meaningful portfolio career where I get to wear different hats and I get to use different skill sets and I get to impact people in different ways. And I love it. I love it. And I don't think there's enough people that talk about what happens when you blend your different interests and passions and work in a way that works for you. So today I want to talk about what I've really learned about the experience and what it might mean for you. I know for a lot of women who have been working their way up the corporate ladder, the idea of just jumping ship and doing something completely different can feel really daunting. And for many, feel like something that you don't necessarily want to do. You still like having the security of your corporate job, but you do feel like there's something more for you to do. If that's you, then lean in because I want to share 3 things that I think you can take away from my story. Number 1 is your curiosity is data. The pull that you feel towards something outside of your current lane, that isn't necessarily a distraction. It's information for you. If you are having a reoccurring feeling that you want to be doing more, pay attention to that because so often we can dismiss our interests as maybe hobbies or side interests, not really recognize that that's something that you can pursue. That's something that you can explore, especially when those things don't necessarily fit your professional identity that you've worked so hard to build. It's easy to dismiss them, but my encouragement to you is to start noticing what you are drawn to without judging it. Without judging it. What is the reoccurring thing that keeps coming up for you that you are interested in or you want to explore more? And ask yourself, if no one was watching and you didn't have the opinions of your colleagues or your friends or your family, would you explore it? Would you explore it? Would you want to learn more? And if that is the case, do it. Do it. Exploring isn't necessarily making a decision. Exploring doesn't mean you have to commit to anything, but exploring does give you the opportunity to learn more and gather enough data to be able to make a decision as to whether you want to pursue that further. That curiosity that I had around coaching led me into a room that then led me into a program and that led me into community and has led me down many different paths over the last 10 years. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the younger version of me that was open to trying something new and doing something that none of the other lawyers that I knew in my law firm were doing, right? Because it turns out that it was right for me. Number 2 is you don't have to blow everything up to start something new. Let me say that again. You don't have to blow everything up or burn anything down to start something new. A portfolio career isn't something that's just built overnight. And it doesn't require you to resign on Monday, right? It is something that you are able to test over time with as little or as much gumption as you want to put behind it. There is no need for the pressure that comes with the all or nothing decision making, which often keeps people stuck. I need to make this big leap. I need to make this decision. What if I'm making the wrong decision? What is it that I should do? Should I stay? Should I go? What if it isn't that? What if you're just exploring and testing? And as you explore and you test, the picture of what it is you want to build can grow and can develop over time. The beauty of a portfolio career is that it can be built in parallel, can be built carefully, intentionally, and over time. All you really need to do to get started is identify one small step that you might take alongside what you're already doing. That could look like I did, a certification in the evening. That could look like a conversation with someone in a space that you're curious about. It could be that you just get some coaching around what your ideas could be. It could be that you read an article. It could be that you just do an experiment for the next 90 days. There's so many different ways that you can be taking action and moving towards the picture of the type of portfolio career that you could possibly build for yourself. And then thirdly, recognize that multiple things can be you. Often when we have our titles and we are defined by them, it's really hard to break out of the box. So when someone says, tell me about yourself, often you will lead with, I am a lawyer, I am an accountant, I am a management consultant, I am a designer, I am a fill in the blank. And because you are leading with your role, that role is really a big part of your identity. So what that does is it makes it hard to consider yourself as something else or pursuing something else or doing something else, but recognize that you don't have to only lead with that one side of you, that one dimension. You have so much in terms of your skill set, in terms of your different identities, in terms of your ambition. And when we think about the traditional career model and the ladder that we've followed for so many years, it's you come out of school, you go to university, you decide on a path and you stick on that path, and that is your lane and that is your identity and that is what you are known by, measured by, judged by. But that doesn't necessarily hold true anymore. Nowadays, there's so much more opportunity to be multidimensional and to recognize that having different interests and having different skill sets and being able to build a profile in different professional settings can be a huge value add, a huge value add. So you can be many things. And I say to people all the time when I introduce myself, I wear many hats. I am a coach. I am a speaker. I am a podcaster. I am a lawyer. I am a mother of two. I am a wife of one. I wear many hats and not just one thing. And it means that in all the different spaces that I'm in, I'm able to draw on expertise from other areas that can enrich what it is I'm working on now. So when I'm working as a coach, my ability to analyze risk and to assess ideas quickly that I learned as a lawyer, I get to apply in my coaching sessions with my clients. And when I'm working as a lawyer, my ability to really deeply listen and understand people helps when I'm negotiating contracts. The skills that you're gathering in these different places can be used across the board. Nothing is wasted. And you are really adding value by developing your skill sets in different ways. And in this current economy, in this current market, being somebody who isn't just focused on the one track is going to serve you well. As organizations shift and as AI comes in and there are lots of changes, having the ability to be adaptable and taking ownership of your development and your growth and what skills you add to your toolkit is going to be beneficial for you. So I highly, highly recommend that if you are someone who isn't feeling like what you're doing alone is enough and you want to do more, explore it. Absolutely explore it and see where it takes you. I am super, super excited because I am in the midst of designing a brand new program that is going to be for people who are ready and who want to build out a portfolio career and diversify both their income and their impact. So watch this space. I'll be making an announcement about when enrollment's going to open in the next few weeks. But I just wanted to give you a heads up here first on the podcast, because as I speak about this topic, it gets me so, so pumped because I get to share a way of working that not many people have thought about that can be really, really fulfilling and super, super impactful. So what I want you to remember from today's episode is that your curiosity is data. So follow it. You don't have to leave everything to start something. You can build it alongside what you're already doing. And you may not have been, and maybe doing one thing just isn't supposed to be for you. I walked into that 2-day seminar as a lawyer and I came out with a whole new chapter and a trajectory that I could not have imagined. I didn't have a plan. I just stayed curious and took one step and then another step. So your next chapter might just be knocking at your door. So the question is, are you willing to open the door, even if it is slightly to start off with? If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with a friend who you know is standing at a crossroads right now and considering what is next. And that is all I wanted to share with you. I will be back again in a few days for another episode, and I hope to see you inside the Career Navigator Network so we can continue this conversation and I can answer any questions that you might have. Until next time, look after yourself and keep moving towards your career goals. Hey, ambitious woman, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to follow the show and share it with someone who may be quietly rethinking their next chapter? Also, please leave a review. It really helps this message reach more ambitious women ready for career clarity. And it lights me up to know that this podcast is helpful to you. Until next time, go and take one strategic step forward, and I'll meet you back here in a few days for another episode. Let's keep building.